I'm currently hosting a medieval fantasy event for my community, and we're now 2 weeks in, and there's been some really great builds already made by them. All of this, of course, in survival, and not just normal survival, because this is a medieval event, which means that a lot of the normal things of ARK are not included, of course. There's no modern technology, so it's a lot more difficult, especially since I also customized all of the spawns here on Astraeos. Hello there, survivors, and welcome back to another video here. So today I wanted to show off some of the early builds here on the medieval fantasy event that I'm hosting for my community. The tribes have all been hard at work, first of all surviving everything, but also, as you can see, building up some amazing looking kingdoms. So there are 3 kingdoms competing against each other here in this medieval fantasy world. On Astraeos, there's custom spawns, challenges, events, quests to go on, and of course beautiful kingdoms to build. They all have their own styles that they're working with, which is really cool to see. And of course there's many fun activities to do. In the first weeks we've already done quite a few things, from jousting to horse racing, of course, raiding a castle, but also a very entertaining Terror race which I wanted to share with you. And if you're interested in a free community cluster with all of the maps, or you're interested in one of these limited time events, make sure to join my Discord. It's linked down below, and feel free to sign up, because it's always a fun experience, whether it's this one or one of the future events. And of course, you're more than welcome to join us on our cluster too. And it's time to flap those wigs, and off we go. So this was actually the Terror race, one of the first races for this event. It's always a ton of fun to do, and we actually did it twice. So the big group is with the main race, and then there's some footage of a later race, a catch-up race with some people that missed the first attempt, and where I got to race myself too. But yeah, you'll see Terror's maybe not the most used creature in normal ARK playthroughs, but they are very fun for racing. And especially on Astraeos, with all the verticality that this map offers, it's a really cool creature to go around and a ton of fun to do with a big group like this. So the way I like to do my races for my community when we do them is, well, set up a cool track, of course, make them explore a map maybe in a way they wouldn't do in a normal playthrough, but I also like to include different checkpoints, and I designed those checkpoints to kind of also serve as a bit of a catch-up mechanic, because, you know, you spread out over the duration of a race. It's not very fun if you're not on the front lines, so it's an opportunity for those that are falling behind to catch up, and if they do the checkpoint quicker than the other people, they might make up some decent times. And in this particular race I went quite crazy, as we'll see in a little bit. But yeah, here you can see Terrorbirds flapping away. The best way to travel, also definitely the safest way to travel on the way that I've set up the event world with all the different spawns that we have. But it's a very fun creature. If you have not tried, I would definitely recommend just running around on a Terrorbird on Astraeos, flapping around, gliding slowly down mountainsides, cliffs and everything. And as you can see, it actually stayed neck and neck for quite a long time here, because this is quite a distance. We're making it all the way up to Mount Olympus. Of course, you have to go as high as you can with these Terrorbirds to eventually glide back down, but Mount Olympus is also the first checkpoint location. So in the big main temple, they will have to find one artifact that I've hidden there. It's a vault with artifacts. They can take one, and at the end, that's a way to prove that you've actually done the checkpoint. So I built a custom base inside of this temple. I don't know why. I think I just wanted to make them really work for it, and this turned out to be a very, very efficient catch-up mechanic, because quite easy to get lost in this maze. As you can see, it's a lot of random twists and turns. I didn't really plan this out, and I didn't just put the vault at the opposite side of the temple, but kind of off to the side to the left. And of course, once you find it, you also still have to find your way back out of the maze, you know, unless you've remembered perfectly where to go. That can be just as much of a challenge, or in some people's cases even more of a challenge than actually finding the vault. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of twists and turns, a lot of, you know, fires and shadows, so it's kind of hard to orientate yourself, and it's all the way to the ceiling, by the way, so there's no way to kind of peek out anywhere. Have to find your way to the very end. And then of course time to continue on, because we didn't just climb up to the top of Mount Olympus for no reason. This is of course a perfect spot to take flight from, and those little terror wings can flap all they want, and we can do a great drop down the side of this mountain. One of the most fun things to do with terror birds. Of course, very careful with your stamina. You don't want to lose stamina at the wrong time. And here we're crossing from Zakynthos over back to Corinthos to continue the race, because there is a second checkpoint before we get to the finish line. So it was quite a long race covering most of Zakynthos and a lot of Corinthos. Yeah, just sightseeing on Astraeus. That's why I like this verticality for this race, because there's a lot of terror flapping involved, scaling mountain sides, as you can see, trying to make a really cool course. I really hope that everyone that participated enjoyed. And if you want to participate, make sure to join my Discord and sign up for the event or the next event, and maybe you'll be in one of these fun races in the future. So the second checkpoint, you have to find 4 numbers, which will form a code for the vault, and that's how you can continue. But in this case, it also means that tribe members can work together, because of course you can tell each other the numbers you found, so that you can figure out the code a little bit quicker and easier than just trying to do this on your own. And as you can see, I hit them in well, not the most obvious spot, it turned out. People had some difficulty finding the numbers, especially the last one, but this one seems to be, you know, pretty obvious, just hiding behind that platform. Then there's another one right here on the side of the statue, so that's almost the entire code. But then the last one, I might have gone a little bit overboard. So you've got all of these buildings, of course, which people would keep running in and out of, but I also added some ladders here to the side of this building, so you could climb up a little bit, very much camouflaged with the textures of the game. And then there is the final number, meaning you could go back to the center here and open the vault, get your artifact, and yeah, get the show back on the road, of course, you know, continue the race and get all the way down to the finish line, all the way on the coast of Corinthos. So a little bit more flapping around for everyone. The final descent down these mountain sides, and again, I can't recommend it enough. It's very fun to do a terror boat race, so definitely would recommend. And if you've got any cool suggestions for future races, creatures you'd recommend for racing, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Bit of a different type of video, of course, but I do want to showcase the fun times with the communities. And of course, in the future, well, maybe not that long, but we'll take a closer look at all of the awesome builds being made here on this medieval fantasy event. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hope to see you again in the next video or the next stream. For now, goodbye.